Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year again. The time when families across the nation get together for that one time a year to share some of that good old holly jolly Christmas holiday spirit. Turkeys are eaten, gifts are given, and then Uncle Cecil decides to bring up the election and the whole function devolves into an episode of Looney Tunes. There's food flying, little scuffles breaking out, just an absolute disaster every time. Anyway, I figured what better way to celebrate the holiday season than for me to make a video ranking and explaining every single major holiday that I know. New Year's Day. Off-rip this ass. I mean, this might just be the worst holiday that there is. Now, I'm not talking about New Year's Eve, okay? I'm talking about January 1st. I'm talking about the day that everyone looks at the ever-growing obesity rate and says, you know what? I'm finally gonna hit the gym this year. Approximately 3 times until next January. It never ceases to amaze me how people manage to put their goals off until January 1st. Like, they're just not gonna start now. They're gonna wait for the new year to happen. Like, something's gonna just magically flip. I don't know what that is. Like, it'll be December 28th. They'll be inhaling a box of chips, you know, freaking extra diabetes flavor, and they'll say, my diet starts January 1st, okay? Let me lay off me. Why? Just start today. I hate to break it to you, pal, but you're still gonna DoorDash that box of 1,000-calorie crumble cookies and destroy all 4 of them in a single sitting at 4 a.m., no matter what the calendar says. And I just described myself there, didn't I? Anyway, when you do eventually make it to the gym, though, you're gonna experience a flood of new people like you've never seen before. Oh, and that actually reminds me, this video is sponsored by Planet Fitness, where everybody's welcome, including people that do shit like this, and this. What the hell? For legal purposes, I am not actually sponsored, by the way, but, you know, email address, right up there. Feel free to reach out anytime. And let's not forget what happens after New Year's, the month of January. If I could assign any color to the month of January, the first one that comes to mind is gray, because if your birthday is not in the month of January, you don't got squat to look forward to for a while. There is no light at the end of the tunnel for you, buddy. It's just months of dry skin and plowing the driveway. That's about it. Now, I get some of you guys live out there in California and Portugal, and you're built like Baywatch characters, okay? But for us Gordita Supremes in the trenches of the Midwest, New Year's Day marks the turning point from, ooh, wow, pretty snow winter to chronic depression, why was I even born winter? Hate to start it like this, but New Year's Day goes in the D tier. Valentine's Day. Yeah, I take it back. This might be the worst holiday. But you know what? It's not all bad. Every year, my mom likes to buy me a box of chocolate. It helps numb the pain. Valentine's Day basically exists just to keep the card companies afloat at this point. Now, let me tell you, back in the day, Valentine's Day used to be hype. You know, you'd bring in the candy and cards to school, and you'd exchange them with your classmates and stuff. It was like a controlled Halloween kind of thing, but nowadays, I just sit in my room and watch the snow fall under the gray winter sky. Anyway, Valentine's Day is going down in the C tier. St. Patrick's Day. Now, I don't even really know what St. Patrick's Day other than an excuse for everybody to drink. We like to dye stuff green like the river in Chicago. Don't worry about the fish, by the way. They're doing just fine. They have to deal with that water 364 other days a year, too, so they're used to it. I distinctly remember my preschool dyeing our toilets green and trying to convince us that a leprechaun came through and took a happy old lucky St. Patty's Day shit in our toilets for some reason, which I never really understood because I usually dye the water red, and I never went around telling everyone I took a Christmas shit or anything. You know, you guys do that too? On St. Patrick's Day, we also like to pinch anyone who's not wearing green, because we're f***ing stupid. I'm telling you, it's just an excuse for everyone to hit a bar on a weeknight. St. Patrick's Day goes in the D tier. Although I will admit, I do like the little gold coins. I'll take them. Easter. Now, this is the first holiday of major religious significance that we're gonna cover, so let me warn you, I'm rating these holidays only on traditions. Easter Sunday is an important holiday for over 2 billion Christians worldwide, so I've gotta ask the question, how did we end up with a giant bunny that hides candy-filled eggs in our houses and lawns? I'm just not seeing the progression there. I don't know. I remember being so hyped every Easter morning to get up and go look for those suckers, the little plastic eggs with the candy in them. We also get the honey-baked ham, which abso-fruitly slaps. Easily the worst part of this holiday, though, was having to take pictures with the mall Easter bunny back in the day. I mean, I was afraid of Mickey Mouse at Disney World, so the mall Easter bunny still haunts me a little bit to this day. Overall, Easter is a very solid holiday. I'm putting it in the B tier. The 4th of July. Now tell me, what better way is there to celebrate the world's greatest gunslinging, Walmart shopping, 4,000-calorie McDonald's eating, mobility scooter riding, lifted truck driving population than sitting on the side of a lake eating 15 hot dogs in a single sitting and blowing shit up? I really couldn't think of a more fitting way. Now, I know not all of you live in the United States, and I'm sorry for those of you that don't, because there's no other country you can find red 40, blue 1, yellow 6, and whatever the heck BHT is in a single cereal. I mean, just a single bite of Captain Crunch red, white, and blue, and you're sending your European friend straight to the grave. I'm sorry. Every 4th of July celebration essentially consists of 2 major parts. Step 1, barbecue a series of meats and consume said meats along with as many other artery-clogging foods as you possibly can until you find yourself on the verge of an ER visit. Except, of course, you would never call an ambulance. That's not the American way. It costs you like $500. Go down the street. We're walking. And step 2, set off enough fireworks in the sky to level a small town like the clouds are communist. Now, once you've done all that, you can call yourself an American, my friend. No, really, though, that is our citizenship test. With all that being said, the 4th of July goes into A for America, baby. I don't know what that was. Halloween. Man, there's just nothing like being a kid and soliciting your neighbors for candy. I don't care what they say. I trick-or-treated until I was quite literally a legal adult. And there's really nothing stopping me from doing it again. When it comes to candy and sugar, I have no shame. They say once you hit, like, I don't know, around high school age, it goes from trick-or-treating to just straight-up begging. And if that's so, then you know what? So be it. I'm a beggar. Now, we talk a lot about the wealth gap in America, but nowhere else is it more pronounced than on Halloween night. See, back in our primes, all of us would target the houses and neighborhoods that we knew had the cheddar, because when you got the cheddar, you got the king-sized candy bars, you know what I'm saying? You know, there's philanthropy, there's charity, and then there's handing out the good stuff. Mark my words, if I ever get rich, I will give back to my community in the form of handing out the good candy bars, okay? You should like and subscribe so I have a higher chance of being able to do so. Thank you very much. And then on the whole other end of the spectrum, you've got the toothbrush hander-outers. I mean, we got some real comedians out here handing toothbrushes out like there's some dentists. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. There's a special place in hell for you people. And then there's the other weird ones too, like apples and popcorn and whatever the heck else people hand out. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know about you guys, but for me, if I'm getting that, 100% chance going straight in the trash. No, like, no offense. Like, I'm not on a diet. I don't know what you think this is. This is Halloween night, not freaking Weight Watchers, okay? I'd rather get a protein bar or something. I will tell you though, underrated freaking candy, Welch's Fruit Snacks. I don't care what anybody says. I will mess up a bag of Welch's Fruit Snacks no matter how much people hate them.
Problem is this. I can eat like 5 of these back to back. No, on everything I love.
No, this is not the right time.
No, I know it's all right. It's all right.
And then there's the porches out there with the please take one signs on them because the people couldn't bother to be home to pass out candy. Yeah, please take one. That's a pretty freaking funny joke. Not happening, buddy. This is where my thievery skills really shined. I don't care if you got a Ring doorbell, security camera, whatever you got. I'm staring right into that sucker, lifting up the entire bowl of candy and dumping that puppy right into my bag. You know, I might just be a bad person. Now, I don't know where this fable originated, okay, but there's a bunch of propaganda in the media in this country telling us about the dangers of Halloween candy, like people finding razors and drugs in their Snickers bars. But let me ask you something real quick. Would you put drugs in kids' candy for free? In this economy? I feel like we talk about this all the time, but they gotta be blowing it out of proportion. What was far scarier to me as a kid were the costumes people be wearing. Oh my god, I used to be afraid of Shrek. Like, I had nightmares about that man. I'm not kidding. But by far the best part of trick-or-treating every single year was getting home afterwards, dumping out all the loot on the ground, and having a little trading session with the boys. I mean, we had a whole stock market going with exchange rates, currency values. Reese's peanut butter cups were easily top tier, and then Dots were like bottom of the barrel, you know what I'm saying? Actually, after this, I think I'm gonna make a little candy tier list. I'll put it up for you so you have a nice little guide next year. All in all, Halloween is like without a doubt an S-tier holiday. There's no questions about it. Thanksgiving. You know, in my opinion, Thanksgiving has to be one of the most underrated festivities we have. I mean, Thanksgiving's amazing. You're telling me we basically have an entire day dedicated to food? Are you kidding me? How could you not like it? Thanksgiving is really only celebrated in the United States and Canada, of course, on a totally different day than us because they just had to be unique. What is wrong with you people? Anyway, Thanksgiving is the day where families across the nation all get together to reflect on all of the amazing, wonderful things that we have to be thankful for over a decadent meal of turkey, stuffing, green bean casserole, and pumpkin pie. All foods that we would never eat under any other circumstances whatsoever. Except for the pumpkin pie, though. On God, I could crush one of those suckers alone. I will say, though, Thanksgiving does mark the official start to the annual Big Back season, including the many holiday parties that you'll attend, with each family function being more diabolically diabetic than the last. I mean, the holiday season is just so dangerous. You've got party after party after party with a few cookie exchanges sprinkled in there between them. Now, Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday, which is always followed by a Friday, which is Black Friday, a dastardly holiday where the entire nation mobilizes to raid every single store in search of 30% discounts on clothes we'll probably never wear, and in electronics we almost certainly don't need. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's not even the crowds of angry parents fighting over the last PlayStation in the clearance section at a Walmart that makes Black Friday so frickin' special. Instead, it's about that sacred ideal that we all hold so near and dear to our hearts. Capitalism. Anyway, I'm gonna say it. I think Thanksgiving fits solidly in the A tier. Christmas. Here it is, my friends, the holiday of all holidays. A truly sacred holiday that surely hasn't been over-commercialized into a nearly $1 trillion industry. But seriously though, what is the first thing you think of when you think of the month of December? I know what I think of. The first thing that comes to mind for me is that increased ad revenue on YouTube during the holiday season, baby. We going from $8 to $10 a video. I guess then I think of Christmas after that, yeah. I mean, everything about Christmas is just fantastic. You know, you got the old movies, the food, the lights, the decorations, the food, the trees, the food, the presents, the food. Christmas is a very important Christian holiday, probably the most important Christian holiday, and it's cool to see that it's actually even bigger than that now. Everybody celebrates Christmas. People of all walks of life, religions, backgrounds, countries, everybody be celebrating Christmas. There truly are no better childhood memories than disrupting your parents' peaceful slumber at 5 a.m. to go run down and see the gifts that Santa left you under the tree. I don't know about you, but I used to love counting down the days and those little advent calendars that give you a little piece of chocolate every day. You open up a little door. So nice. I also used to have a little elf whom I creatively named Elfie that would come to my house every single year. He'd basically watch over me for the entire month of December until Christmas morning to make sure I wasn't being a little shit, and then he'd go back to the North Pole. And in the middle of the night, Elfie would move around for me to find him in a brand new spot each morning. Came up with some pretty creative positions, that one, I'll tell you. And here's the kicker. You're not allowed to touch the elf because if you were to, he'd lose all of his Christmas magic and die. Looking back, it was always a bit of a relief when he left because I didn't feel like I was being constantly watched anymore like I was in 1984, but I guess I also did kind of miss him too. Now, to this day, I still don't know how Santa got his fat ass down my basically non-existent chimney, but that man always found a way. Now, the legend goes, if you get on Santa's naughty list, he'll leave you coal instead of presents, which in this day and age, like, that's a freaking reward. With energy prices, are you kidding me? I can power my house for a year? Sign me up. And you know, Santa never did get me that trampoline I always asked for. You know, it's fine. You know, he had to make room on the sleigh for the millions of other kids. It was probably too big. It's fine, I guess. You know, it's cool. You ate my cookies, drank my milk, but it's fine. It's cool. It's no grudges. Now, there's a major problem out there that we need to talk about, and that's people pretending Christmas starts in, like, October. I mean, the poor Walmart employees who are subject to listening to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas for You 2,437 times a year know what I'm talking about. Now, I love Christmas as much as the next guy, trust me, but playing holiday music before December 1st? No. You're going to hell with the Halloween toothbrush people. I hate to break it to you. With all said and done, Christmas fits easily in the S tier. New Year's Eve. Now, we talked about New Year's Day, but New Year's Eve, that's a different story. There's nothing like being 10 years old and popping some of that non-alcoholic sparkling apple juice and get some root beers around for the boys, pretending like you're adults. You know, you usually play some games, watch the clock count down, and eat some food. You know, I'm noticing food becoming a bit of a pattern in this video. I might just be a big back, I don't know. There's really not too much more to say about this one, so I'll just put New Year's Eve in the B tier. Now, there are a total of 11 federal holidays in the US where we legally get the day off. And if you're like me, you're thinking the same exact thing. That is not nearly enough. So here are a few holidays I would like to propose to add to the list. You know, if you're Trump or Biden or whoever the heck, just take some notes, okay? Number 1, Super Bowl Monday. You're telling me the most American day of the year, arguably more than the 4th of July at this point, is not followed by a day of rest? Number 2, Halloween, for obvious reasons. And number 3, Kiss a Ginger Day. Yes, that's a real holiday. No, people do not recognize it. So let's get on those 3, government. Guys, I gotta tell you, we just hit 10,000 legends on this channel. If you haven't checked out my states video yet, it's doing super well, so thanks for the incredible support yet. Go check that out. I mean, and my other videos too. Why not? Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me out in the algorithm. That's all for today, and until next time, goodbye.